All right, welcome, Nitty Gritty. We're back at it again, and we have Darcey Wilde and Chandler Taylor.
There you go.
I had Channing Tatum in my head,
there
and
you
I got
go.
all
Yeah.
excited.
Having this bad. Huh?
Oh.
But we
And I
have.
am a
Life's
girl,
thinking
right?
about him
Let's
right now.
clarify that, right?
Yes.
Like I am a female.
She is a
Channing Tatum
female,
is not,
sorry.
right?
Maybe that's why you said Chandler. You wanted to like feminize
Convey
it a
them
little
all.
bit more.
I wanted them to know what was happening.
It's
You were being
Chandler Taylor.
relatable. You were talking about something that was relatable with us, right?
Maybe that'll stick now. Maybe people will start calling you Chandler.
Chandler,
And that'll be
that's
all
great.
his fault.
I honestly answer to anything. Like especially when people are calling and they ask for Mr. Chandler Taylor. I'm like, yeah. You
Yeah.
want me, but it's not. You don't. I don't know you.
That's so funny. So we have the brains behind Shine Cosmetics, which is everywhere. I told my wife that they were coming on, and I walked into our bathroom and realized our bathroom was probably sponsored by Shine. Everywhere was Shine. So thanks, guys, for coming on.
Oh, happy to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Really quick, let us know, what is Shine? Tell us a really quick rundown of what Shine is.
Shine is a cosmetics company that we started like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Do you want like how or why?
Absolutely.
I want the why because
The
I'm
why.
reading it right now.
Are you?
Holy
Okay.
crap. It's an awesome story.
Well, it is. It's been a really fun adventure. So we.
But I want the actual, like, what did you hear at the cheerleading thing?
Oh, okay.
That was
Like, we can beep it maybe, but
No.
I'm just so floored by that. Anyway, I'll shut up.
the dance thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
like I'm
the
reading
dance.
like you heard like the teenage girls
Stop
like yelling.
jumping
So-
ahead of the story.
I'm sorry, I'm just I want to know what that part was.
Okay. We may get there. So we.
If I shut up. Right?
No, let's see. So it started at a dance convention. I was there with my daughter, and at the time she was 8. So, at that age, they're like just little readers, right? So she's just anything she can see or touch, she was reading. And we were a bunch of friends there and getting our daughters ready, putting on their makeup. And I realized as she's grabbing the mascara that I didn't want her to read it, because it was called Better Than Sex Mascara. And I didn't want in that moment to have to explain all of that, like have her ask why, what.
Okay, Better Than Sex Mascara. Like, when I heard that, because Jenna told me this about them, I was like, what is that? Is that real? Like,
It's a
It's a
real,
legit product.
Like, that's for
and,
real.
And it's
and
a
that's
great
actually
product.
tame
Yeah,
in
just-
comparison to a lot of the names of cosmetics,
Yes.
which has always blown me away because I'm like, they don't market to men that way. Like, it's all about like.
Yeah, the farther.
Okay, so maybe Cam would wear mascara if he knew
Right.
that was
Totally.
the name of it.
If it was called Channing Tatum mascara,
There you go.
I'd wear it.
There's another marketing angle.
Right? We will. Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, we're at that, and I pulled her away, and then as we sat down to look through the rest of our bags, like she said, that was tame. Like we were just unaware of the products that we'd been buying and the names that they had. So it just started this. We can do better. It does not have to be this way. We can have a great product and market to women without sexualizing everything.
Was that like the first time you really realized?
Yeah,
Like
'cause
the names?
Yes, I had never thought about it.
Yeah.
I really hadn't. But when it's someone else is going to see it, or you're going to have to explain that, then it takes a different light, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it went from there, and we started having meetings at night of how to do this. We all had other. I was a full-time mom. Chip, I was pregnant at the time, right? Like this was not on my. Like I never would have seen
Not
this
in our
coming.
plans.
Yeah, not in our plans. So we're having,
Like,
late night
how
meetings.
quickly did these meetings start? Like, you have the dance competition, you come.
Within a few weeks. So how we actually reached out to Darcey. Darcey we knew from like being a neighbor and working on other like committees and things with her, and love everything she does. She's exceptional at marketing or just thoughts or big pictures or ideas. So this idea I had of we can do better, I knew I wanted her on my team. So that's how.
And I just thought my girlfriend wanted me to go to lunch.
Yeah,
Like,
I invited her to lunch.
no
I'm all
idea what
nervous,
was
sweaty
coming
hands
at
then
me.
too, right? Like all nervous, and I throw it at her, and of course, like it spoke to her heart too. She's got a couple of daughters and knew. So from there, it was just.
I was
So-
like, let's do this.
When you thought we could do better, what was that? Just like, that initial thought, is it what Shine is today?
Yes. And I mean,
Really?
it's evolved, but like all of our names are power words. They're power and strong. And we spent a lot of time, like, even
So when Chan came to me, my girls were much older, and like the message resonated with me immediately. And it's like anything else, once you hear it and then you start seeing it everywhere, right? And because I'm a marketing person, a marketer, but a marketer, like I started to look at the way that we were being marketed to as women. And there's usually one of two ways in the beauty industry. One, sexualization, and two, you've got to fix something, like you're not good enough, right? And so we talked about that, and we're like, no, we can create a brand, one, to remove sexualization from the beauty industry, and two, to empower women to recognize their beauty inside and out. Not use makeup to cover up, but actually to accentuate all the things that are wonderful about you, accept your imperfections, but put your best face out to the world. And so that's really where our message started to take off, and that was our intention from day one, is how can everything we do build to that why of empowering women.
But what's like that step of, I mean, do any of you have any experience in
No, so it was a long
manufacturing makeup?
Very long process.
Packaging.
So we had the idea, and it took a good 2 full years of finding and testing and getting the right products, ones we could believe in and knew that were high quality, and then we were finally able to launch and share our message. So even the last 2 years have been that much more exciting.
So like, what was your first step?
Wow.
Like, I mean, you have this idea, we can make a good brand, but to Cam's point, it's like, there's got to be a product behind that. What is the first step?
Buying all the makeup on all the shelves.
Okay.
And really, like, it was an expensive thing. Makeup's not cheap. But
Andrew knows.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I've got to start looking now too, because I'm sure I know too.
They're sisters. They're buying the same
for
stuff.
sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, so we did a lot of testing, and I mean, like any brand, you start out and you're like, okay, we have our why. How do we tie that into what is their name? And Chandler had a really great experience coming up with our name. I don't know if you want to tell that story.
No, just bringing light. Like, we were brainstorming for a few weeks, but once Shine came up, like, we had a meeting, we ended, but I was up for 2 more hours just thinking, and I wrote them this great big email of all the reasons why, and as soon as it was said, it would just fit.
Yeah,
but bringing
like,
light, shining, I mean, Shine shares, everything just tied, and it felt, and from, then we could bounce from there. But.
Well, and I say all the time, like, I was shocked that there wasn't already Shine Cosmetics. And my husband says that all the time. He's like,
seriously,
right? Like, that's the greatest name.
It's a good name.
Right?
Like, I'm actually pretty shocked that wasn't out there.
Right?
So thank goodness for the sexual names.
Yeah. It left the good ones
as soon as you went to something classy, it was wide open.
So true.
Man.
So true.
But again, like, this is reminding me of Raising Wild. No clue how to make a bathing suit.
Right.
Googled Yellow Pages, stumbled on this awesome cutter. I think that's what she called that person.
Let's not pretend like we know.
That was impressive. If that's really what they were called, I can't believe I remember that. But, I mean, and no matter how great your marketing is or how great your name is, you still got to make
a good product.
Like, better than sex.
Right.
Lip gloss or whatever it was called, right? So, I mean, you have 2 massive hurdles, like, and of course, marketing. I imagine in that business, just like so many other retail businesses, marketing is huge. Mm-hmm. That you have down, right? But
it feels like a crowded space. Like,
but
so
like
crowded.
this is
like
the one.
Real estate on a shelf for a makeup seems.
I just picture Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank, just like you don't stand. You
don't stand.
Take this idea, shoot it in the back.
Exactly.
The fact that women are going to buy makeup from us and they've never even tried the product.
Right.
Like, that's part of the experience of makeup. You go to the MAC counter at Nordstrom, you go to Ulta. I mean, that's like a little girl's candy store, right? Or a big girl's candy store.
Yeah.
And so here we are. Like, I call us an online boutique at this point, and people are buying makeup and they've never even tested it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But
I hadn't thought about that. Because,
Totally.
when Jenna goes in, she has her fist and she just draws all the different lines to see, like, what the color looks like on her skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about that before.
But I mean, the
is.
manufacturing part, though, like creating, like, who gave you that info?
Worked out. Like, it was just a miracle. Like, those are those moments where you're like, it was meant to be. Because on our own, like, a couple of women from Utah, that wasn't an easy hurdle, but like we got, Chip, my husband, is involved. He has his own business, but
we call him the man behind the makeup.
Yeah. And he's bearded, and it's sometimes awkward when he's talking about makeup, but
he's the first one that ever tried fiber brow product.
That was,
we have a photograph to prove it.
Yeah. I don't, he's probably a little embarrassed if that ever gets out, but yeah.
Listen, if it's successful,
right. But
he's not embarrassed.
So having him in my corner was like the biggest part, right? He had already run a business before, and believing in my dream was huge, right? So there were just lots of pieces and parts that worked out that were a blessing and awesome. And like you were saying, once women either got the message or got the product, that's where it really started to spread, was because, right, they really understood what we were telling them. I mean, that first time we got an email that said something like, I don't know if we explained our names really well, but they're all like empowering words. But what she wrote was, I got up this morning. It was a rough day, but I put on my Courage, which is our BB cream, and I knew I could tackle the day. And hearing that was like, you got it. You understand our message. This is why we started, right? And for all of us, it may be subconscious, but we are reading our labels and we're seeing what they say, and that's the message we're taking away, especially when we're getting ready in the morning. So whether it's like putting worth or peace on our eyes, or the empowered or encouraged,
precious on our lips,
right?
like whatever product we are, it matters.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of thought that goes into it. So once other women started seeing and getting the message, that was just joy. That was when it got exciting.
Well, and with the manufacturing, and I mean, we tested. And, no, this isn't right. No, this isn't right. And we had a lot of goals with that. Like, we wanted to be gluten-free. We wanted to be cruelty-free. We wanted to be paraben-free. We wanted the makeup to last, because
what's paraben? Like a wax?
Parabens they put those into cosmetics as preservatives. It's preservative from cosmetics.
Gotcha.
And so we wanted to do our best. It's hard in makeup. Makeup's not a natural substance, but we've done our best to have as clean of product as we can. I mean, our BB cream, we could say we were a clean makeup brand, but we put SPF in our BB cream because we felt like that was important. But once you hit SPF in, you're no longer a clean makeup brand. So
that's a whole tricky world.
Yeah.
With food, the same thing, right? There's so many weird little rules.
Yes. Yeah. So there were, it was several years, and we were working at like 10 o'clock at night at each
10 to 2 in the morning.
Like, we didn't want our neighbors, because we didn't know where this was going, right? We didn't want to put it out there and then have it not happen.
Very close to the vest,
we
right?
kept it. It was like top secret.
How many times did you want to quit during that time?
It was rough and rocky, right? There were times where things weren't working or moving as fast, but I don't know that I ever had a moment of like throwing in the towel. Because we believed, and maybe that's what kept it going, right? Like, I want this to be better. We can do better.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had failure on the mind. Like, we didn't ever question that this wouldn't work, And
again, there's Chip.
That naivety is sometimes your best friend, right? Like, it's that not understanding maybe all the obstacles that are ahead of you.
Oh, that's
what
for
keeps
sure.
you going, right?
Right. We did not know what we were tackling.
Ignorance is bliss when you're starting a company.
It really is.
Because sometimes the things we'd focus on weren't like our biggest obstacles, right? But we were thinking, this will be it, or this, maybe it was more exciting. I don't know, to work on that part but it all came together.
Yeah. It's like anything. Sometimes an idea you have doesn't work out, and you just have to know you got to pivot.
Yeah.
So who's all been part of this team during that process? Like, because you've mentioned your husband, and we know there's another couple. I mean, so who's all been part of this this nucleus from the beginning?
So Chip and I, and Darcey, we brought her on immediately, and then my brother and his wife, Troy and Aaron Richardson.
Okay.
So it's a great team. But beyond that, even like, we have people in our customer service that have been there since day one, and our shipping, everything. Like, we are still really close, very tight knit little family, and it is a beautiful working machine. Like, I'm grateful for every single one of them. So,
and honestly, in the beginning, we come out with these products, you know, my best friend who actually now runs our warehouse, she wouldn't try it. She's like, I'm not even going to try your makeup because if I don't like it, I can't tell you that I don't like it.
You're my best friend.
Right?
I can't tell you.
We were like,
my best friend would be like, give it over.
Yeah.
I can't wait to make fun of you.
She like helped us with our launch party, and she was like integral from day one, but she wouldn't try it. And then like 4 months in, and some people are, you know, starting to talk about it. And she's like, she came to me and she's like, okay, I secretly tried it over spring break and I'm sold. She threw away 14 pounds of makeup.
Hold on, what? Why? Why did she have 14 pounds of makeup?
Because
women
have too much makeup. Like 2 weeks.
The other I'm like, maybe you should check the other drawers in your bathroom because I would guess that your wife probably has some too.
No, remember how I just said ignorance is bliss?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm sold. Like, these products, they work, and I like, how can I be involved? I want to help you guys succeed. And and our families were really supportive. I grew up in Vernal. Small town girl.
Vernal.
I'm a Vernal girl.
You went to High.
Yes, you went to High.
I went to Wasatch.
Oh, I don't know.
You're
if
my enemy.
Here anymore.
Holy crap!
You guys don't understand. I'm 45.
Okay, so we're close. I'm 41.
Okay,
wow,
so
that's like our nemesis or
my
one of them.
senior year is the year that you guys beat us in wrestling.
Right.
Like, you were like all the flags and you went to High. There's like 24 years in a row. In 1993, we lost by 2 points to Wasatch.
I got worked at
She's
UNO
holding
though.
on to
So I wrestled. I did, but that was like the Cale Sanderson years where we were like top 3 in the nation.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't have a heavyweight. So we had like 9 state champions in front of me and then me. I grew up in Huntington Beach, California, surfing.
Oh, yeah.
And they just like, you're athletic, you can wrestle. And so I always got the losses taken out on me.
Yeah.
Like some big, incredible Hulk would come out all pissed off because they lost an hour ago. And I would just get
you got them.
worked. But anyway, we still won, so it was okay.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't know this before. I might not have agreed to the podcast. Just kidding.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like I said, Vernal was like our target market for the first 6 months. Like all of my friends and family, they all came out and supported us. And
that's true.
It was
what
awesome.
was the very first product, or was there in a line, or was it just one that you launched to start?
We launched with a full face.
Wow.
And which was also scary, right? Like,
so when you say
what's
full,
yeah, we were gonna ask the same thing. What's full face? Like eyes, lips.
Like how many products is that?
Face.
I should be able to just like let that roll off my tongue. The number of products, but you're talking like your BB cream,
what's a BB cream?
BB cream is your foundation.
Okay.
Base. Duh.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So proud of you. Yeah.
I've been on TV a couple.
All of our listeners are so annoyed right now. They're like, stop asking stupid questions.
It is true. We have a mostly female demographic, and we are really blowing it right now. So
I actually appreciate that you guys even want to talk to us. Like, what men want to talk about makeup.
Whatever.
But
it's a great story.
Yeah. So we have our BB cream, which is our #1 bestseller. Like, BB cream is the name the product that put us on the map. And then you have a press.
Is that the name BB?
It's a BB, so it stands for beauty balm.
Okay.
Yeah. So BB cream.
Okay.
And then we have a pressed powder. And then a bronzer, a blush.
Well, I want to know the names, though. I want to know the names of these, because that's like what the whole brand is built around.
So we could be here all day if I list off
we
our
have
names.
a lot
because
of
their name, so they each color within. So a BB cream, we have Arise, Awaken, Empowered, Courage,
So every
Indestructible.
color has its
Every
own
color has its own name.
Is that how? Here,
Yes.
ignorance. Is that how L makeup are? Like,
No, not
Okay.
that. Well,
Your
yes,
husband's a pain in the ass lipstick. And
actually a really good idea.
your husband's in the doghouse blue. That would be
I
hilarious.
should have brought a notebook for all
I
these
know.
ideas you guys
Just
were
call
throwing
me. I'll
at
bring
us.
barbecue.
Channing
we'll talk about
Tatum.
it. Channing, Cheeky. There's all sorts of stuff you could do with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Channing my Tatum. Don't you remember that with Jimmy Kimmel?
That might be in the
This is
same
supposed
line
to
as
be
Better Than
clean.
Sex.
It is clean. You took it somewhere dirty. What does Channing your Tatum mean? You never seen that on Jimmy Kimmel? I'm gonna Channing your Tatum. It was so funny. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't even remember where I
So
was.
we were talking about like the different, what your face means.
I was wrong. All beauty products, they have different. Some of them name them by color number.
Okay.
And some of them have different names. So I
Got it.
misspoke on that. But yeah, so each color of each product has a different name.
That's a lot of words and things to
It
name.
is. Yeah, a lot of power words. But we were very intentional, like Chan mentioned earlier. We were very intentional. So like all of our face products, they're like kind of how you would face your day. So empowered, indestructible, like courage. It's how you face your day. And then like our eyeliners are worth. So when you put your worth on, you're looking at yourself and you recognize the worth in the mirror, you know, that you're more than
That's really cool.
that. So all of the products, their power words are not just like, oh, that's a good word, slap it on that product. We've actually tried to be very not actually tried. We were very intentional.
And have been. We're bringing out new products, new names. So
He's the problem eyeliner.
It's not you. It's not you. It's me.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
no,
think we
it's not
should
me, it's
collab,
you.
and I'll let
Lipstick.
you pick that name.
Let's just
we
create
do
one
collaborations.
like collection of angry, like when you're pissed off, he's being an idiot.
We need.
Like just you're mad at your husband line, right?
And it's a bold color, so like when your wife puts it on, you're like, oh crap.
It could be
You're in
like
the
his
doghouse.
least favorite makeup on you. Like the makeup he hates that you like loud, obnoxious colors that will make him mad. Oh my gosh, that would be
But so I'm just thinking of that from like a logistical standpoint from launching a business and SKUs. Like you launch all of these products with all the different colors. That would be really overwhelming as like a startup.
It is. It was. It still is because
Like on average, like how many
manufacturing
colors are you doing per product?
Well, it depends on the product. If I was going to say an average, we're probably at like 6 variations in every product, but some products we have 13 variations. Lip gloss, I think we're up to like 22 variations.
Lip glosses are big.
Lip Last has like 18 variations. So it just depends on the product. Like a lip product, obviously you need a lot bigger color range and the possibilities there are endless.
Yeah.
BB cream, the nice thing about our foundation is because it's not a full coverage foundation, it lends to like I can wear 3 different shades and it still looks great because it's a lighter weight finish.
Okay.
So
No
Got that,
idea what that
Andrew?
means, but sure.
hey, you know, you guys, like my 15-year-old son, I haven't even told you this. The other day he came to me, he's like, Mom, I have this product idea. He's like, you need just like a stick for teenage boys that they can just cover their zits. Like,
Brilliant.
right?
Go.
And then I've always
Brilliant.
teased that my husband's bald and I'm like, we need a bald head deodorant. like I'm like, get it?
Just use
Shiny
BB
head, the shiny head. Like it would be awesome.
if you could do like because dudes like we've all done that, right? It's just like, do you have something that like this
Oh,
thing
my mom
is-
tried to like hide stuff. I was like, Mom, what are you doing? And I had like these spots of stuff.
right? But if you could somehow market that in a masculine way,
Right?
like beard cream,
Yeah.
but just like like cover your zits. If you got one really bad one, like every dude would own that. Because all they're
But
doing
it would
now
be
is trying
secret.
to ask their mom
Yeah, it's
how
secret.
to...
It can be secret.
For sure. It would be like an under the table that I own this and I use it.
Yeah.
The wives would buy it for you, so it's not like you even had to.
Well, it's like I'm stealing my wife's makeup today.
It just looks like chapstick.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what he said.
Good
just like
job
a
for
little
Brooks.
stick
Yeah.
that doesn't look like anything that I could just like use for.
No, it's a
He's
great
a football
idea. It
player, so
totally
he's
is
in
a
the
great
heat of
idea.
like the sweat and the acne, and he's not having it. He's
Holy
like,
moly. Every color has a name.
yeah.
She just said that.
I know, but just seeing
You
it
didn't
like
believe her.
I'm on the website on shinecosmetics.com. And yeah, I'm looking at the lip gloss colors. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I dig that.
So like my least favorite thing about a business is naming it.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine having to do that. Like I would probably stop coming out with colors so I didn't have to come up with a name.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because I grew up in Southern California, and one of the weirdest things for me to learn and transition from is there we have street names. You know, I live off of Heil between Edwards and
Yes.
Springdale, and here they're just like
Numbers.
what's the numbers thing?
Yeah.
And now it
Logic.
makes more. Yes, I get it.
Logic.
But it's amazing how the brain can remember names really easily. So, because I mean, you can't just say pink because there's 600 pinks,
Right.
right? So I kind of dig the idea that there's a name for each one, because once you find the color you like, you just remember
The name.
that
But it doesn't have to
powerful
be.
word, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's cool. I think it's actually pretty smart, because there are, like, at least from a male's point of view, like 8 pinks in here. So
Light pink,
which one?
middle.
Bold. You know? So yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's clever.
Well, and early on, like Chan said, we started getting messages from women who really like loved that. But also my sister-in-law had her daughter. She was just 12, just starting to play with makeup. And she came down and she's like, Mom, I need more faith. And she's like, I love that my daughter's asking me for
like, read your
eyeshadow,
like,
but
here's
like,
your
more
scriptures.
faith.
Say more prayers.
She's like, but she's even getting it at that age. Like,
Right.
we've
Well,
had
even if they don't, the fact they're saying the words,
Right.
something is going to stick. Like,
Totally.
even if they don't really
I think that's really cool.
grasp what they're asking, like that's so powerful. Like the science behind the brain, the fact that they're saying those words.
Especially when you
It's
do
huge.
consider makeup. You know, women have always had such pressure to look a certain way, and you know, I've got 2 daughters. I mean, one's only 4, and hopefully she stays there. But
Yes.
my oldest just turned 13 yesterday, and I can already see it. Just wanting to look perfect all the time.
Yeah, this
It-
Instagram
it's hard,
world
right?
that these girls
Oh,
like are
don't
growing
get me
up in
started
right
on
now,
that.
the perfection.
And so,
Like-
yeah, being able to say like, I need more faith, right? Instead of just, I need more, whatever, better than sex,
Yeah.
skanky green or whatever. Like,
2.17.
yeah, right. Like it is cool because there's got to be something psychological to saying those words out loud, right? And it's
Absolutely.
the opposite of really what, you know, I think it's so easy to make makeup, like you said, either sexual or negative, or like, I'm not really pretty. I have to put this on to be
And that
pretty.
breaks my heart, right?
Right?
That's not the message we
And
want.
so this is a really cool way to kind of, you know, it sounds, I would think any men listening are probably just kind of like, what? But if you really think about it and be logical about it and try to empathize and put yourself in a female's shoes, that would be taxing to do it the other way.
Yeah.
And just remind yourself of either hyper-sexualized or just
You're
I'm
not
not
good
good
putting my
enough.
I'm putting my
I gotta
like,
put
pretty
my
face on.
so
My
that
other
I
one's
can-
ugly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
You know what I mean?
like the fact
It's
that
sad.
that's you said that, like that's what they call it. I gotta go put my face on.
Yeah. Like I have to put my mask on because this one's ugly. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
And that's not how it should be. So
No.
just hearing, because I mean, how many times do you have to ask that, right? I mean, Jenna probably a lot because she likes the makeup. Like, I need more faith,
Yeah.
right? I need more. My husband's an asshole. You can beep that if you want, but I think the gist of it should still be in there. Like, let's do like a black one, you know, just like an angry color.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have fun with that. Anyway, but anyway, I know I'm rambling, but I think it's a really,
No,
really
thank
cool
you.
thing.
Thanks for getting it.
We love
Yeah,
it.
no,
right?
I mean,
Your
I'll
wife,
be
your
honest.
daughter.
20 minutes ago, I was just like, I guess I don't get it. But I hadn't really looked at the whole like name for every color thing, and just,
Right.
I don't know. I think saying that out loud
Yeah. And
multiple
while you're getting
times
ready,
over and over,
right?
I think that's really cool.
Like our new palettes are be humble, be cheerful, right? Like that's the message you want when you're opening up your palette. You're reading that.
Well, it's the
Every time you're
it's
doing
the
it.
science behind affirmations. Like there's actual science behind saying those types of words out loud.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they even have had that experiment where they put 2 jars of water and they put like a label, you know, a negative label on one and a positive on the other, and the water turns dark. Like it's real.
The brain is so powerful.
It is.
And that can be good and bad, right? So maybe maybe he was right. Blue.
Maybe he was right.
Like that's more positive.
I'd
Like
never
it's
use
50
that color.
it's 50-50.
I was wrong. Red.
Right. Empathize green.
I told you so. Pink.
He's smarter than he looks. Pink.
Oh, I love
Sorry, I'll stop.
More than a half rack.
My husband's
I
gonna
could have
totally
so much
take
fun
this
with
line.
this.
it. Yeah. Our husbands are gonna love this. They're gonna try and rename something.
We need to
I don't know.
completely rename every
Be like
product.
Save Your Marriage line, right? Like sponsored by a great, like maybe we get Kristen involved, Hodson, our the show's new sex therapist, and she can sponsor like, you know, couples therapy line of colors. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, Brent.
That's awesome.
So when you launched the business, did you guys have like a marketing? And you're coming from marketing world. I mean, how did you guys envision getting your product into the hands of consumers?
So that was actually an interesting journey. And that's one of those where we pivoted. We came out actually as a direct marketing, direct sales. And we got a few months into that and we were like, this is not authentic to any of us.
I couldn't talk about it. As much as I wanted to share the message, that did not sit well with me.
I don't go to parties.
Yes.
I can't tell people to have parties. And I'm not knocking those who do or those who can.
They do great. And
it
it's
just
awesome.
was not authentic. And so we got down, sat at a table, and we were like, you know what? Let's create a totally different go-to-market. Let's just pivot right here. We're a few months in. We're small enough. We can do this. And so we literally took pad of paper and pencils and started. And I was like, okay, affiliate marketing. I think that's the direction we need to go. And
Why?
It was just on the brink of really coming together. And the things that so you have to go back. One of the things we loved about direct sales is we could empower women to make money, right? Women could do something good. And that went with our message. We wanted women to be successful sharing our
Which is
products.
why you went the direct sales route.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Totally. It's just when all the things about it were just not authentic to us. And so we were like, we still want women to find a way to be successful.
You want
with
that same outcome,
company.
but the way you're going to get there, you want to change it.
Mm-hmm. And so we sat down and I was like, okay, first of all, I can't do the math. I can't even tell people how much money they're going to make on a BB cream with what we currently have. So it's got to be 10%.
The comp plan on those things are crazy.
right?
It's got to be math that I can do. Remember, I'm from Vernal.
Yeah, you are from Vernal. You probably can't do math. You went to.
Together we got it figured out.
I can do a lot of things.
So I had some really, really good girlfriends in college. That's where I met my wife from Vernal. I want you to say a couple of words for me real quick. Say ambulance.
Ambulance.
Okay, she couldn't say it. Say, hold on, I can't think of how.
You're going to say creek or crick.
Oh.
It's correct.
Chiropractor.
You just said it wrong.
Chiropractor?
Oh, you said chiropractor.
Oh, so she would call it a choirpractor.
Oh, yeah. I had friends that would do that.
And then the ambulance was ambulance.
Ambulance.
Really?
I can do
And they're
that,
from Vernal. It was the most fun I'd ever had. I'd see my
I
parents
actually
say
am
this
good
word.
at English and spelling. I don't know how I came out of Vernal, but I'm actually good at English and spelling. My favorite was a furniture store downtown had a sign and it said Chester drawers. $500 instead of chest of drawers. It was Chester drawers.
Chester drawers. On sale now.
I love all my peeps from Vernal. If
That's hilarious.
I'm proud of where I'm
Vernal's such
from.
an interesting place because
It's the best.
It's a different city every
best
10
place
years.
to grow up. Yeah.
Right?
It really is.
Because another boom will hit.
the oil
because
field.
it's all oil out there and gas and
the best people.
I think
really
they're
the
awesome.
best people.
I think up to a couple years ago, the Chipotle there was the number one, highest grossing Chipotle in the state.
Why
in
do you
Vernal.
know that? Why do you know
Well,
that? And
I don't
how
know.
do you know that?
When I
I
lived
don't know.
there,
That's
I remember
totally
the day
random.
Walmart opened. So we had Sprouse Rights before
Right?
that.
Oh, see, when you and I were in high school,
Oh, yeah,
Vernal
there
was
was,
like ghost town.
Yeah.
It was tiny.
Mhm, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Well, look where you got.
yeah.
You know?
So basically,
No
we're
more
back.
Chester drawers for you.
No more Chester drawers. So we sat down at the table and we were like, okay, we want women to be successful. We want them to, be excited about our brand. We want them to understand the message, but we also want them to be empowered to earn a living for their family if that's their desire. And so we created an affiliate. We did a hybrid affiliate program, which I haven't seen one like what we do. Now I have, because people are seeing that they're
Right.
successful there. And it was a pretty big leap of faith because we were generous. We're really generous with our affiliates. And so we were like, what do we love about direct sales? Well, we love that a woman who can sell makeup, she can be successful. But we also love that a woman who has friends and she's a team builder, she can make money,
Right.
And so we have both sides of that inside of our comp plan, our commission structure. So you can come in, you can sell our makeup, you can make a commission as an affiliate, or if you're friends with people who can sell, you can come in, you can build a team and you can make a percentage off of what they're making. So yeah.
So it is kind of a hybrid. So you can just buy stuff or you can.
And you get a coupon code. And so, and you don't have to be a 50,000 follower influencer to join you can be the girl that doesn't even have Instagram.
Right.
And she can get her code and she can use her code on her own purchases, or she can give it to her mom and her best friend. And so, yeah, I feel like that's one of our magical moments, like one of those moments where we pivoted in the right direction.
Definitely.
Very
Everyone
cool.
felt more
And
comfortable.
that's
it makes
what
more
really-
sense. It's so easy to explain. It's not
I'm like,
that giant book that we spent so much time on that first year. Right? those things that were obstacles that we're like, darn, wasted a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
So one
it's
thing that
much
keeps
better.
popping up into my head is it's for you, Chandler. So what were you doing before the idea popped into your head for Shine Cosmetics?
I was a stay-at-home mom. My degree is in microbiology. This was not.
I'm sorry.
From Boise.
Yeah. Like 2 steps.
Hey, I'll
She's
own
from
it.
Uinta. I have to do it. Like, we're rivals. We're just keeping it alive.
Don't understand like the
It's a big deal.
it's like BYU Utah.
Totally
We're talking right now across the table.
So yeah, no, this was not anywhere on my horizon, especially makeup. Guys, if I'm going to be totally honest, sorry, and awesome.
Right.
I didn't wear a lot of makeup.
Right.
Like I really, really didn't. We even started and I still only used half of our products. Like I just wasn't a real girly girl, right? But the message was so important to me. And as my girls have grown, like it's become even more important, right? And to share this with them and have that to work together like it's been fun. But no, this was nothing on my horizon.
And so and you two you already knew each other.
We did. We lived near one another and we'd worked on like a few different committees and things together. So I'd seen.
This is a lot like Betty's Beds.
I was just
yeah.
Right? This is a
Betsy and
very
Angie.
similar story.
We
just
love
They are some
girlfriends,
of
like-
the best. They're our close friends. We love those.
well, and it's true. Like it's such a cool. People forget that it's like, why do we have the connections that we do? Why do we meet the people that we do? And then something like this happens, and it's like, okay, coincidence isn't coincidence. Like,
right.
there's
It's funny that
something
I
there.
just thought of that. Like we moved in, it's been 7 years now, but we'd only been in that house for like a year and a half before this kind of like idea started brewing. But we were supposed to move somewhere else, right? Like there was a different spot we were supposed to be in. And it just came to mind the other day. Like, isn't it amazing how we ended up here? And this is why, right?
God
like
knew you
someone
needed
got us
Darcey.
here. This is how, right?
Right.
And we
More
did.
people would realize
and even
that.
if we had moved in right now, like we wouldn't have had that connection because there's a barrier between like it's just different now. So
Well, and partnerships in business can be really tricky.
Sure.
Like they can be, I've had those, like they can be really tricky. And I think that that's also the magic behind Shine is we all like love to celebrate each other's strengths.
Well, yeah, and you all brought something to the table, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you
and
brought-
different things at the table, which I think
Right.
is also really important in a business.
That helps
partner,
a
right?
lot.
That we don't all
like
have the
defined
same goal.
roles and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there is something unique to you guys because we've had a lot of family businesses on, but this is an interesting dynamic with sister, brother, family, and you're not family.
Yeah.
Like, has that been difficult, weird at all?
Not
Like,
Not at all.
ever. Not
No.
one time.
okay.
Probably
we
healthy
are-
to have an outsider, right?
Yeah.
Like neutral ground.
But you could see how that could easily
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
go the opposite way.
Because, yeah, you get 2-on-1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because
we haven't had anything
like the family
Not
gains up on, you
You
know.
guys just need to keep Dart, like,
Oh yeah,
Right?
She's
Just
our
keep her
rock
happy.
right there. Yeah,
right? If
No.
you can keep her on your team, you'll
My
win
husband
the,
would
you'll
learn
win the
that too.
argument.
yeah. Then right. Yeah.
No, it's true. Like I think it comes down to we respect each other and we celebrate each of our unique, like what we bring to the table, our offering, and
that
we
abundance mentality, right? Like just because you're good at
yes.
that doesn't mean I'm not, and you
Which
can all
goes-
celebrate it together.
which goes back to the message of our whole company,
Yeah.
right? Is celebrating the best in each other and celebrating the worst some days, you know, like
We can laugh at those.
yeah, and
right?
we can like,
sometimes-
man, guys, I made a mistake on this one, you know, but we're
okay,
gonna
you
pick
pick
up
up,
and
keep
go.
going.
You know, it's interesting because we've had quite a few female entrepreneurs in here and partnerships. And while I still say that women can be meaner than men to each
Agreed.
other,
Agreed.
I do feel like there is a reoccurring theme with really successful female entrepreneurs. And it is that whole like they want to lift all females around them up. Does that make sense? Like
yes,
absolutely.
we
Like,
it's not
definitely
nearly
believe
as like
that.
doggy dog. It's
it's
like
not. You're totally
like the
right.
traditional
Like,
business world.
like Andrew,
you're
you
raised to like
saying the-
step on their throat, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like that whole is it abundance mentality? And he always has. This guy is like an encyclopedia of cool sayings and quotes.
And you're from Wasatch.
And yes, no, you're right. Yes, I am. Kat, K-A-T. Dang it! I just gave her that. It was like an underhanded pitch. I'll get you back, Vernal.
I know you will.
Okay, but no, but it is true. The fact that when you're building this business, it is like, even in like that discussion of selling, you know, I would think that most of us men, right, just like got to make money, got to support the family or whatever. Like,
I mean, you're gonna look,
but it is competitive, right? It's like sports. Like, I got to kick some ass. We got to do it. But with you guys, it's like, how do we sell this and kind of bring everybody with us?
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting thing if you think about it, because
You're
I
right.
think
It's been a very common theme too.
it has, especially, nowadays you're really seeing that more. And you know what? I appreciate the whole looking out for each other, and especially understand, like, being a mom, toughest job in the world, right? And so, and it is hard to find something that takes you outside of that role and kind of makes you feel, geez, normal again, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to be a mom because sometimes you're just so in that environment,
Trenches,
and you just got to get the hell out.
Yeah.
And so to be able to find something that you can succeed with outside of just being a mom, it's really interesting how a lot of these entrepreneurs really factor that into their sales models and their plans.
Well, it's like their
I think
core.
it's so
like,
cool.
It's like their why. Like, it almost like guides all of the decision making.
Absolutely. Well, and on that note, like, I'm in a group me, I'm in a Marco group with a lot of the people you've had, a lot of the women you've had on. And we do, in those groups, we celebrate each other's wins. Like, someone has a big sales day, they put it out there on our group chat, and we're like, way to go. We're cheering each other on. And that relationship, which also we find within our affiliates, is just, it's magical.
Strong.
It's
like,
healthy
it's
too. It's a
awesome.
healthy thing, because it is very true. The most successful people that I've ever met want to help you be more successful.
Yeah.
And that's
If they don't, they haven't reached that true success.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's such a valuable lesson, because even if you haven't reached it, you can still be that. And I think we can learn a lot from a lot of the female entrepreneurs, especially in Utah. We need to think more like that. Like, how do we bring it? Because it's hard being a dude too. It's hard taking care of a family and having those stresses of, if you are the breadwinner, like, it's a stressful job. And
And I think as I'm
we don't
thinking
help
about
each other
this,
out, you
well, it's
know?
because women are easily. It becomes more. It's more natural.
ambulance.
It's more natural for them to be vulnerable. So they can reach out to another
That's
someone
fair
and they
too.
can say, "I'm really struggling with this." Where if
you
I'm having a
imagine?
crappy day and you text me, I'm like, "No, dude, I'm good."
Andrew,
Yeah.
I've had a really tough day. Can we chat for a minute? I'm going to send to Marco. But it is true. Like, we could learn a lot from that, right? Like,
Tons.
being able to and you are seeing some of those, like, master classes or those, what do they call them?
Masterminds.
Like the
Yeah,
mastermind
we
groups
just did
where
a big one
people do
with a
look out
bunch
for
of
you. But
women.
there is that. I don't know if you could completely get rid of that kind of dog eat dog, like, male, mentality. I think it is slowing down, but we could really learn a lot
Tons.
from what they're doing. You know?
Yeah. And going back to our why, and I just think of what Chip has always said about making money. I'll
Well,
let you
he
talk.
just always says, like, even if we don't ever make a dime, like, as long as we're just working towards changing the world, right? Like, if we can make it better and do more, that's all that matters. So
It's like the first principle of the Go-Giver.
Yes, it does. I was going to say
Have
that.
you guys read that book?
No,
The
I
Go-Giver,
haven't.
write
I'm
it
gonna
down.
write it.
Oh,
I
good.
will.
I
We
will.
actually had the author.
He just changed your life. I'm telling you.
It's my
Okay.
favorite
awesome.
book of all time. We actually had the author on the
hey,
podcast. So
how did I
Bob
miss
Burger.
that one?
Okay, we'll listen to it.
he
Okay,
is
I'll go listen
fantastic.
to
It's like a 2-hour read, right? Like,
If that. It's quick.
super short.
Oh, good.
But like the first principle is you always provide more value than compensation you take. Like
Right.
the
And
first principle of success.
we're definitely there. And that's like another huge part of our business. I feel like we give back a lot. It was really super important from the very beginning.
So like what did that
So like our first group that we sponsored was the betrayal trauma recovery. And they just spoke to us that we kind of threw it out to everyone. And at that point, like our affiliates kind of said, how did we word it? We were like,
Well,
who would you, who
we've
we'd
always
like
had
to
this
sponsor
goal
someone?
to just give back. And so Chan's like, let's throw it out and get ideas for where we want to give, and
That was
betrayal.
trauma.
It's betrayal trauma.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I usually just, abbreviate BTU. Like
My
they do.
parents are going to love
BTR.
this episode.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So they were our first sponsors, but it was a really great one. It was local, but they just help women that have been in abusive situations. So that's where it started. And from there, like just knowing how much we had helped them that first year was awesome. And then from there, we've helped the Underground Railroad here.
Yeah, we're just
Tim Ballard's the man.
Our
Thank you.
rescue.
Yes,
Yep,
our
there you
rescue.
are.
That was guys. I'm getting nervous again. Like I couldn't remember the very first. I'm like I'm losing my words. But anyway, there's so many things. Or last Christmas was probably my favorite, to be honest, because and this was through our affiliates. These women that you're talking about that really have louder voices than I certainly do. They could help us, and we were able to help 40 single moms with their Christmas, so different things and some of them are bigger, some of them we don't, share a lot about, and some of them are tiny, helping.
We give back big, we give back small, we give back loud, we give back quiet. We honestly don't have a day go by that someone doesn't ask for help and we figure out something we can do.
How to help them in some way. That's true.
Very cool.
So when you went the affiliate route, I'm curious, like who was the first, do you remember like the first people
Tara
you reached?
Thewison.
Really?
Yeah, and that girl is a gem.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Who was the first affiliate you reached out to?
Oh,
like,
wow.
Because like as you're thinking about that
Right.
would, for me, that would be scary and intimidating to reach out to somebody.
Luckily, Chandler and Chip and Troy and Aaron had a relationship with Tara, and we just gave her makeup and said, and we still do this today. We give affiliate makeup and we're like, try it. If someone will catch you wearing it in Target, talk about it. If you don't love it, no problem. Just don't do anything with it. Don't talk about it.
If you don't like it, shut up.
Very organic, right? Like we want them to really love it like we do, either our message or their product, but it's never been someone we've like approached and been like, sell this for us. But yeah, she was our first.
Okay.
Love Tara. So grateful for us.
She's amazing.
That's way cool that you remember.
Oh yeah.
She's a rock star.
So how did you pick her? Like what was
Just,
was
it
there
really
any
was. So we
criteria
shared
or
a
just-
building. Her company, Poppy and Dot, was in my husband Chip's building. She was renting space in there. So she's just a friend, and we kept giving her makeup when we were excited about our new products or something. And
Right.
she was probably like, Marianne, maybe she didn't try it right at the beginning. I don't know. But then once she did, she just started talking, sharing, and
Wow.
Yeah.
from there.
Went from there.
Yep.
And she's one of these same women you're talking about, though. Like, she also helped us, right? Like, she brought other people to our table. Like, it was a lot of lifting up and helping us grow.
And she still does.
Yes.
And it's crazy because today, some of my very closest friends are affiliates. I was Marco with Shelly Smith this morning and she was telling me about her
Love
bad
her.
day this week. Like it's amazing the relationships that we've been able to build. Rena Doman, she, last
doesn't
night she's
love
like,
Rena?
have you gone on yet? And I'm like, no. Should I be nervous? No. So yeah, it's just, that's been so fun. I'm all about relationships.
And that's one thing I wouldn't have believed without this podcast.
What's that?
The true relationships can be built over social media. Like I was such a cynic of it. Like I hated it. I had it deleted. But like through this, like it's incredible.
Andrew really hated social media.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I have
I
hatred
don't-
for it too, but I do know that. I mean, it really can. I mean, I would say some of my closest friends in the last 10 years. I mean, they're from different states, even, and just
Right.
randomly.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been crazy. Like the friends that we've had that have come on the podcast that we've met through social media, like it's a real thing to your point about like connection, and it's crazy.
Well, and it's awesome too. I think the podcast has helped us too with, like hearing you say, Chandler, for example, like change the world. If I don't know you, it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? But now that I see you and I kind of can feel the energy you put off, like you mean that. And it is so nice to have that to reference that so many of these entrepreneurs or successful people on social media you think are just hamming it up for social media and it's just all a facade. But I feel like a lot of the successful ones, there's real substance there, and they're popular because it's
of
real.
that.
genuine.
They're good people.
But it is nice because I can be a little jaded and cynical sometimes. And okay, let's not overnod. I can say that again, idiot. But it's a good reminder that when you get to meet the people behind these brands and hear the stories, like there's real struggle, there's real creativity. I mean, if you can just get an idea to have an empowering makeup company after you hear your daughter say, whatever, better than sex makeup, and then actually freaking make that happen. A housewife in Utah had the idea, called your girlfriend who had great marketing experience. And look at, I mean, how many years ago was that?
I mean, we're in our 3rd year of business, so it was
5 because I was pregnant with my
That's
last
crazy.
son.
In 5
so it took
years.
2 years to get there, but
That, I
3
mean,
years of
that's,
business.
if that doesn't tell people that if you have an idea, doesn't matter what the freak it is.
Anything.
Right? I want to make
possible.
hockey sticks for a living now. You can
You
do it.
go for
you
it.
can do it.
You can absolutely do it.
You've got
sure.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of the podcast. Because, you know, I'm sure you guys see this all the time. People see your social media. You guys are successful. People really quickly forget the struggle that it took to get where you were. All the experience. Like, Chandler, even you being like a stay-at-home mom, like something got you to the point where I hate the names of this makeup. Like,
There needs
I
to be
think
a
people
change.
can do it better. Like, whatever it was that got you to that point where it clicked in your head when you heard that name.
Yeah.
Who thinks twice usually about the name of makeup, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I feel like that is the biggest, like, the upside or thing that I love about the podcast is getting to remind people that maybe haven't heard it before. How many people are using Shine that don't know the story?
Know our story. Oh, I'm sure.
Right? And it just creates such a deeper connection, and it really is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, that moment of like believing that you can do something. So my mom and my sisters, we went to Magnolia Market in Texas. You know,
Of course you
I
did.
call it Mom Disneyland.
Yeah.
But we're
Mormon
there.
Mom Disneyland.
I see this woman, and we are dressed identically. Like we have on
The picture
like
was awesome.
I will show you guys this picture. We are like head to toe. Our watch bands, like our wedding rings, almost match everything. And we were laughing, and we walked away. And my sister's like, "Well, did you ask her what kind of makeup she had on?" And I was like, "Oh man, I should have. But what would be the chances that she'd wear Shine?" So then we end up running into her later in the day again, and I'm like, "Okay, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I just gotta know, what makeup do you have on?" And she's like, "Shine Cosmetics," and
Shut
I'm like,
up.
Legit. She's
Wild.
texting us from there.
That's
I made her
crazy.
pull. She like literally whips a lip gloss out of her back pocket, and I'm like, I am standing in Texas at Magnolia, which is like Joanna Gaines is like everything.
Don't leave
female
out Chip.
entrepreneur. Well, he's awesome.
He's so
There's
awesome.
always a good chip behind a good
Right.
brand, right?
That's very true.
So like that moment, I was like, this is like chills again, you know, like we're making
Wow.
this happen. And when we watch orders come in every day, and of course, when we started, we were like Utah. Now it's like Utah's like every 25th, 30th order, you know, it's growing, and that's
Amazing.
just so exciting.
Utah's the best.
It really is.
Like the whole entrepreneurial spirit here, like I'm sorry, there can't be anywhere else like it in the country.
no, the
Like per
connection.
capita of people just starting successful
Well-
businesses from zero. It's
but
incredible.
It's the culture that we've hit on.
Right.
Right. Like,
Right.
because you definitely don't get that in like Silicon Valley.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so the attitude of everyone help. Because we've had
Lift
on like
everybody.
a Susan Peterson. I mean,
Yes.
Right.
I can't. How many of our guests have talked to her about business advice?
Oh,
I have.
Right.
tons.
Yeah.
You know, and she's just
She's the godmother.
yeah.
She
You know,
really
and so
is.
there's so much stuff that could
She's
help.
awesome.
But what has been kind of the most difficult thing for you guys? Like, was there a moment that was like a make or break moment for the company, or like I'm really curious because
Any juicy fights.
it seems like things have gone really well, right? But I know that's not the truth, and so like, what has been something difficult you guys have had to overcome? They're just looking at
We
each
can
other.
edit this pause out.
Chandler, you go outside and wait.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's not.
all relationships haven't been roses.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing, and learning how to just move forward. And then of course, you know, those early days of like, okay, can we
so
make
before
this
we move
work?
on, how have you learned to move forward? Because I think a lot of people will carry stuff with them, and so how have you guys learned to maybe
Go with that.
squash it, leave it, let it go?
So do you want to take this one, or do you want me to?
I want to know where you're going.
Okay.
I was going to say, there is a whole lot of communicating happening right now with eyes. Like they're looking at each other like, okay, what story can we tell? What can't we
It
tell?
doesn't serve
No.
you. It doesn't
No,
serve you
and
to
that's
hold on
not what
to.
we're looking
Like,
for.
No,
You're
no,
totally right.
No, I'm just saying like it doesn't serve you to hold on to those things, and like
Amen.
it stops you in your tracks.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, you can't take away my dream, or, you know, like there's a lot of great, you know, and also being able to see the good in those people. Really, honestly, we all make mistakes. We all say stupid things. We all have moments of complete selfishness, right? And we see things from different points of view. And
we all have other things outside of our jobs that are going on that
change.
like empathizing is so important, because you just don't know. Like the other night when Andrew was telling me that Jenna had to like pump the brakes on him during the Jazz game because he was like yelling at the kids. Like he was so pissed off. Like sometimes we need that, right? We don't, but like something exterior was happening to Andrew that was pissing him
Jazz
off.
sucked.
The Jazz were sucking, right? And so
it matters.
but it affects how you are in the world at that moment. And that can just as easily happen at work for something outside of work.
Totally.
And
she understood she didn't get mad at me for getting mad at the kids. It was like, hey.
It's like a gentle hand on the shoulder.
Like,
It's perspective, right?
You better
grow up.
You better
You're acting like a 12-year-old.
And when we were going through
it,
there were maybe moments where the perspective were hard to see, right?
For sure.
Like there were hard things, but, people come into your life for different reasons and back out, and we're in a great spot now. It's just perfect. Like the flow is good, but
I think you said it best, that like disagreements, fights, or whatever, difference of opinion, it's just like a trial, right? Something good will always come out of something bad.
yeah,
Always.
Even if it's just the growth of real life.
Right?
right.
Absolutely.
We get to assign the meaning to every event.
Right. And it will help you grow. If nothing else, it will help you avoid a similar problem in the future.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And so that's cool. I would imagine though, with multiple owners, especially, so like I had a partner when I started Bam Bams, but it was just the money, like it was just the funding part. So I was the only one really making decisions. But when you have multiple people, I mean, you guys were all kind of involved in that, right?
It wasn't even that.
That makes it even harder.
People that,
People would come, different than our core, right? Different than the five of us. So it was.
So we remain united.
Yeah.
And
no new friends.
And
No,
new friends.
Our circle of trust is closed.
Yeah.
That's right. No, and I
that out, and that we gel and our ideas are all on the same page, then
That's
everything
awesome.
was perfect. That's where our real true growth came from too.
Yes,
we just needed
that's
to
when we took off.
united.
iron out different relationships that were
Awesome.
surrounding.
Well, and that's the thing. Like every I don't think there's a business out there that doesn't
have a bump in the road, right?
If there are
We
people
do.
involved in your business,
Yeah.
It's gonna
people.
happen.
Yeah, like it's just gonna happen. And so and I think just that remaining positive, keeping our perspective, and
Still loving those people that were
really
involved.
like
Yeah.
Chan said, recognizing they came into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
you are so mature about this. I appreciate it.
You abbreviated.
I
That's
know.
why
I did. See, I didn't want to give.
that
I didn't
one
want to give Brent too much beeping.
I could join
To
you.
do
Remember him from
afterward.
Vernal.
That's right.
I love it.
We'll do the after show, and with our slang.
A
But
little more colorful.
yeah. No, I mean, I think we can all learn a lesson.
Well,
from
and I
that-
think
from
that's
that.
why we're silent about it, because we don't want to talk about it. Like it's nothing, like no one's right or wrong, or no one's good or bad. It's just a part of our journey that it's like, no, we've moved on and we are good, and we have this perspective together. And so that's where that silence comes from.
Well, and that's what the lesson is, right? It's not about the specific story. It's just about hearing that. I think people like to hear and
People
be
need to
reminded
hear
of,
it.
yes, that it isn't all roses, right?
Yes.
It is hard to get a business off the ground and move it forward, and there's going to be obstacles, and
all
people
the
a lot of times can be those obstacles.
Right.
But I mean, I think there's a really valuable lesson there, and just
Perseverance.
leaving it back
Yeah.
in the past. It makes the core group even tighter and closer, and now you kind of know what to navigate around next time it happens, and it's important to learn those lessons.
Yeah, and there's other stumbling blocks. I mean, you're putting out products. So some of your products are winners. Some of the products we thought would be like our number one seller are ones we're putting up on our Labor Day
Sale,
virtual warehouse sale. You know,
Right.
so you have that, and manufacturing makeup isn't cheap, and so those are big losses if you have a product that isn't like a winner, but then we have other things like our lip gloss. Like, I don't think any of us really thought lip gloss would be like our best seller,
flagship,
and it's one of our hottest products, and also has been a vehicle to do some really fun things with our affiliates. So we do collaborations, and we've back to the naming. Like, I know you know Allison Faulkner. When you think of her, what's her word? She always talks about awesome. So her lip gloss that we just released last month was called Awesome, or if we go back to Tara Thewison, she's got Goals, which is like, if you know her, that's her in a nutshell, is setting goals and crushing them. And so that's been fun, but it's been those hard knocks too. And sometimes you put up a sell and it doesn't do great, right?
Right.
And you're like,
how often,
count on that one.
Like how often are you developing a product or a color and you don't take it to market?
All the time.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas that, like the bald deodorant.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that was a day one idea I had. Nobody got on board with yet. My family always tease my husband all the time about that. I'm like, it's coming. I don't know when, but it will come. But
I can't wait for couples counseling line. I cannot wait.
So yeah, that's
we're constantly innovating. We've got products right now we're working on, and we get it and we think, okay, this is gonna be it, and then we're gonna be able to place the order, and it comes, we're like, oh, it's still not right.
Yeah,
we can't do it. We got to send it back to the manufacturer.
That's got to be hard, like having that restraint, right?
Yep.
Whether it's a sale coming, like Black Friday, who knows?
Right.
And
exactly.
If this was just if it was just right, we could sell so many. But yeah, that would be hard too.
Rena and I were just talking about that last night too, because they're working on their fall and winter, and their flavors, and she's got to get her flavor right. Well, we got to get our color right. We got to get our formula right. We got to get the packaging right. So
lots of moving parts.
For sure.
So what's coming that you can talk about that kind of gets you excited?
We have all new eyeliner colors and lip liner
Very
colors
excited.
coming that are amazing. Yeah. And we have a new product. We'll announce it here.
Oh,
okay.
Whoa.
Yay,
exclusive.
Yes.
This fall, I won't say when, but this fall we're releasing blush sticks. Yeah. And they are the best blush stick to hit the market. I know you guys
really
know a lot
excited,
about
and
them.
I'm like,
I know everyone. Yeah.
Totally.
Maybe you could use that to cover zits.
Yeah.
Right.
You could rosy cheeks.
Yeah. We're excited.
That's right.
Yeah.
Blush is cheeks. We need base for zits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, or a concealer. We have concealer for that, but probably not a concealer for a guy yet.
For a guy,
No worries.
Well, we can work on that.
Fine.
Just put it a little bit different packaging.
Yeah.
It's on
I'm
there.
telling you.
The wheels are
I think it
turning.
would do
I got
awesome,
this.
like-
See, if your wives were sitting here, they'd be excited about the blush stick.
Yes.
Oh, no.
You guys just brushed over the blush sticks. I mean, this is cool.
I don't even. That's what
You had me at ball
18 months
deodorant.
of development, you guys. 18 months we've been working on blush sticks. We needed like the
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
crowd cheers.
Oh, man. So has there ever been an idea that came from maybe outside of the circle? Like has there ever been anything that somebody brought you that really that you were able to take and make?
Well,
and
we take a lot of
because I'm sure you hear feedback all the time from, especially with affiliates, because they really feel like they're on the team, right?
Yes, because they are.
Well, and
right.
everybody has
Absolutely.
their favorite makeup something.
Right.
So they are trying to bring us, can you do this? What would
Replicate
your
this.
version look like of this? So those are, it's a process.
So I would say, as far as what we've done so far, we haven't had a product that they've brought us, but definitely colors.
Gotcha.
Or we wish, this is my favorite. Like, I love Lip Last. The formula's the best, but I wish it was in this color. And we're like, okay, well, let's do some research and see, are you the only one in the world that feels that way about that color? Or is it one that we think we could be successful with?
Well, that's even like Shelly, right?
Yeah.
She looked at a product we had and knew we were missing a color. And our new color is...
We just released this week Fiber Brow, just Monday, we released a new color of Fiber Brow, and we took feedback from our customers. So originally, you guys, I'm going to get makeup technical on you, but the spoolie, which is the end, it's like a brush on the end of an applicator. So the spoolie that we had on our original Fiber Brow was bigger, and we had customers all the time like, oh, I love this. I just wish the spoolie was smaller. So we took that to heart. We worked on it for the last 12 months, finding the perfect length of spoolie, and we just released that on Monday.
He's like,
oh dear,
we lost
Everyone
him.
like bigger spoolies. I'm sorry. It was just there. I'm a child. I'm sorry.
Is there any kind of do you have to be careful?
Stop talking.
Like when someone brings you a other brand of makeup and says reproduce, is there intellectual property? Is there patents? It's all that kind of stuff that exists in this world?
Yes, and we won't match it, but we'll make it better. right?
Okay.
We're like, okay, you love this and this about that. Like, and that's what we did when we developed our products is we all brought our favorite brands to the table and our.
It's not really reinventing the wheel necessarily.
Yeah,
It's just putting your spin on it.
Formulations of foundation that you can do, like,
Right.
you know, but we were like, okay, well, I love this about this brand and I love this about this brand. Like, how can we make a product that marries those, you know?
Have you had any like rip-offs or copycats that you've had to actually go after? Like, has that been an issue?
Utah, of course.
Yeah. I don't think we're quite old enough yet.
get it,
I anticipate that will happen.
Yeah.
Like,
You know you
it's-
made it.
It
Right?
really
Someone's
is.
just trying to
Flattering,
rip you
right?
off.
And I'm also
Totally
a
right.
big believer in like we all will find our peeps. Like
Right.
it doesn't.
There's a lot of people put makeup on.
There is, and like you know, you can
There's
be
room for a lot of
successful and I
people.
can be successful, right? And
It's a
so
healthy attitude to have for sure.
that's where I'm at. Like if they want to come out with an awesome lip gloss, awesome. I mean, I have friends that have makeup in their company offerings. So
Right.
yeah.
So if you were giving advice to someone who's listening to this and they've had this idea that's kind of been going through their head, what is your, like, do you have a piece of advice that's something to kind of tell them in this moment?
Yeah. Don't give up, right? Like you can do that because it was a hard, long road. Even when you were talking about, and we were talking about the obstacles, right? You made me really reflect. There were moments that were hard and you thought, really, can we get to where we want to be? Like, can we really do this makeup? Seriously? How did this idea come even about, right? But don't give up. Have faith in yourself that you can. You will be able to figure out those strange obstacles or someone will come into your world like Darcey that will be able, her talents will make it possible, right? And together you can figure it out. So that would be mine. It's simple, but don't give up. If you've got an idea and you believe in it, fight hard. Keep going.
I like that.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Mine would be don't look side to side.
Ooh, that's
Know
good
your
too.
why, know what you're going for and go for it. Like don't
Have shiny object syndrome.
and don't compare yourself.
Maybe
like
that's what I should start calling my ADD. Shiny object syndrome.
only if
Like,
you
keep your eye
only
on
if
the
you've got your
prize,
blush
right?
stick on your cheek. But I think too often we get in business and we're like, well, but that's what that company's doing. That's really cool. And but they're doing this and that's really cool. And then you all of a sudden you don't even know who you are.
You're trying to
great
imitate
So like
advice.
know what it is, know your goal, and just stay forward focused and don't look side to side.
I love that.
Forward focused.
I really like that a lot.
It's a lot of the like imposter syndrome stuff too, where it's like you cheapen what you're doing by saying, "Well, somebody else is already doing
Correct.
that." But you're right. There's so many different ways to
Well-
make it better or your own, or it.
Well, and everyone's definition of success is differently, right?
Right.
So in my world, like everyone's definition of wealth is differently. Like it doesn't necessarily
Absolutely.
the amount of money. It could mean time with family. It could mean the ability to do that, right? And so knowing your definition of success in this world is huge for entrepreneurs. So I want to end on one more question. Where do you guys see Shine going? Like, what is your big, hairy goal that you have in front of you?
Harry,
Oh,
I'm gonna start calling myself that. I'm your big hairy goal.
Have you never heard that before?
No.
Yeah.
I like it though.
What is a BHAG? Your big, hairy, ambitious goal or something
Yeah.
like
What?
that?
Yep, I was like
Yeah.
ambitious is in there.
Yeah.
Like, who added Harry to that? That's really funny. A BHAG. Huh. Sorry. Shiny object syndrome.
I
mean, I would be dumb to not say to have every girl have Shine somewhere in their makeup bag, right? Like
Yeah.
I know it's hard to find a woman out there that only has one brand of makeup in their bag, and I get that.
definitely.
I mean, I only have Shine in my makeup bag.
You
but,
better. Jeez.
But beyond that, like it's not my goals aren't tied to a number or amount of money. My goals are we making a difference? Like, and I know once again that's a really like cliche thing to say,
Right.
But have we helped a woman? Like, who have we helped feel better about themselves? Who have we helped like be able to face whatever obstacles in their way? You know, how can we help?
Right.
And the more that we can do that, that's where I see Shine going, is like spreading that Shine message.
I feel like the more people that have Shine, the more you are hearing that language,
Yeah.
right? Like,
is.
I really like that part of your guys' business. The more people using it, the more people are saying out loud past the,
Right.
Yeah.
Because they get the
I
message.
kick ass stuff or the, you know what I mean? I think that is a really, really like powerful thing that you guys are doing. And I'm a dude like that, you know.
And you love that stuff.
Yes. Yes. But, and what I mean by I'm a dude is I think if I don't hear the story from you guys and hear that example of saying like, past the orgasm green or whatever, like
that one's
actually
a
the name of a product.
Yeah, it legit.
Yeah,
like
you know what I mean? Like I don't want that shouldn't be out there.
Right.
Like, and I think that,
you don't want your 13-year-old daughter putting that on.
Hell no. I don't.
No.
My wife. Like, listen. Like you guys said, it's an industry that really comes from not really that healthy of a place, or at least the marketing of that industry.
Well, even
right?
the beginning of makeup doesn't come from a very
Right.
healthy place.
And so I think that is it's a bold move, and if it's good stuff like that, like you said, how do you set yourself apart in a really big giant industry? And that alone is a really big part of it, right?
Right.
And it's like if I'm a parent, if that stuff's great and my kids love it, I'm going to pick that stuff over that just based on the message that it's sending.
Right. It's got to be a high quality product.
For
but
sure.
We want a higher quality message.
Wow.
Uplifting.
Did you just come up with that, or do you use that?
No, I'm a marketer.
I was going to say, damn, that was really good.
But I don't say that as a marketing slogan.
No,
That's
I know.
really the core of what we want.
believe.
Yeah, what we believe.
Well, and how great. Like, you guys deserve all the success in the world. And not just for that. I mean, you guys worked hard. You started it from nothing. But that is a really powerful thing. And, you know, I think you'll always have karma on your side, too, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Everyone
For believing
listening,
in us.
where can they go get it?
ShineCosmetics.com.
Everyone's going to go buy some.
Yeah.
Everyone
No,
who's listening.
Well, like, my daughter's not allowed to buy any other makeup now. It's
I
like,
love it.
It's a rule in my house from here on out.
We will load her up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So just ShineCosmetics.com or
Okay.
Shine Cosmetics on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. This was great, and I hope
no,
This
everyone.
was so fun. So fun.
You guys
You guys
great.
are amazing. That was really, really cool. And we learned some stuff. I'm going to buy makeup for
I'm
my...
going to go get a
wife.
blush stick.
Woo!
Oh,
yeah.
we
When they
be-
come out,
Have
You
you
be
seen
there.
the new
Day
stuff
one.
coming out? Oh my gosh. It's going to blow your
Everyone
freaking
get
mind.
excited.
so one of the blush sticks name is Witty. So we should bring in Witty for the nitty gritty. Right?
Nitty gritty's witty. I think we need a code.
Yeah.
Right?
Nitty gritty 10.
Nitty-gritty
I'll
10.
make it live today.
Yes. There we
Nitty gritty
go.
10. You can save 10% on all your products.
We're now officially a part of Shine Cosmetics.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got Perk
We
and
love it.
Shine.
We-
You can't beat that. That should be a t-shirt, actually. Let's
That
collaborate.
should be like Wake and
Perk
Shine,
and
but
Shine.
Perk and Shine. I drink my Perk every morning. It's
Oh,
totally.
yeah. I got
totally
my
on
Perk and
brand.
Shine. I'm ready for the day. Very cool.
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.